Hello everyone and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're taking a look at a pretty unique discontinued Victorinox Swiss Army knife. This is one that was originally part of the Elinox line, so that was predating sort of Victorinox shields, things like that. It would have had a Swiss shield, but we're going to be taking a look at a 91mm model. Now this is the Picnicker. There is one currently in production now called the Picnicker, but that is 111mm. So this was the predecessor to that. It was also known as the camping messer in the German market. And you can see this one here is a custom one. This is not a genuine original Victorinox one. This has brass liners, and I put some micarta scales on there as well. But I thought we'd go through, look at the specs of the Picnicker, what it would have been, and just have a walk around the knife. So the model number for this would have been an old style model number, which is 8237AU, 91mm, as I previously mentioned, which is about 3.6, 3.7 inches closed. Now, generally as a standard one, it would come with the red Cellidor scales, and you would have the camping logo in there, much like the Ranger or the Camper, anything sort of like that. But this one I've gone for some micarta scales with this sort of cut out Swiss cross up here at the top. This custom one has brass liners. Now this was done by Dan over at Blade Bridge Custom, and if you're not familiar with him, he does probably the best work for any custom Swiss Army knives. It's the logo here, all his details on the back of the card here. Got sharpening, sales, servicing, bladebridge.co.uk. You can scan that QR code, will take you to his website. His number here to contact him on WhatsApp, and his Instagram page, Blade Bridge Customs, and he's also on Etsy under Vintage Tool Goods. So make sure you're checking him out. He doesn't just do customs, got loads of older models for sale there, and hopefully he's going to have some really cool bits and pieces for Sharp Show here in the UK at the start of next month, November 2nd. But let's take a look at the tools. So on the right hand side you get the can opener with the small flathead screwdriver, nice nail nick on there with the standard Victorinox finish on that tool. Nice action. Left hand side you get the cap lifter with the wire bender slash stripper and the large flathead screwdriver. Now you could use that as a pry if you want to, but I would be very careful when using that because this is only pinned together with brass. So there is a chance of it sort of making play in the tool, which is something you really don't want. But very nice action on that. Next up we have the saw blade. So the standard 91mm saw. See the sort of grind lines on there. And it is still within that 3-inch limit for the UK. Even though it's a saw blade, it's more of a tool, but I'm sure they would count this as well. You can see here it's about just over 2.9 inches. Really nice aggressive teeth. Now, is this the best saw you're going to want to be using all the time for any sort of long cutting jobs? No, but for small branches and bits and pieces like that, it's absolutely fine for that. I've used a couple and I actually think it's pretty good for the size of the saw. Snap on that is wonderful as well. And one of the things Victorinox do very well, they have that flat bit at the bottom of the saw here, and that rests nicely on that channel just in there. Stops any sort of blade wrap on the teeth. Now, down to the best parts about this knife, which make it a pretty unique model. Not many models have a full serrated main blade on there. You see this blade from an older model as well, so it's a 90s model. You got the larger V and the crossbow and the bolt not touching, but you can see that serrated edge on there, sort of almost like a chisel grind serrated edge, because it's really flat on this side, but on the back you can see that really wonderful serrations, and it is razor sharp on there. Standard Victorinox finish. It's like tumbled polished, nail nick on there, no swedging of course, and really nice action. It's about 5.5 and a 6 on the pull. I guess about 5.5 to here, and then about a 6 for it's fully opened. Dan does some wonderful work. He really knows how to rebuild these. He's sort of taught me a few bits and pieces on how to sort of get them rebuilt, how to sort of do the peening properly, and well, my work has sort of got better over time. So Dan, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And finally, on the back, as the back tool, we have the pruning blade. So it's a very sort of rare combination to get these two together. It's quite rare to get any of these blades either on any sort of 91mm model, but to get them both on the same one is really cool. And I love this little pruning blade. It's perfect for opening packages. You just sort of rest your finger at the top here, score down. You can even put your thumb up here, open the box, and you're not going to damage anything inside. Nice little bit of action on there. Just a really unique tool set. I really like this one. I think the brass and that sort of almost OD green micarta really sets this one off. And of course, on the back, you get the punch or the awl blade with the sewing eye, and then you also get the corkscrew on the front as well. The keyring on the outside, and along with that, you get the toothpick on the back if it's going to play ball. Standard Victorinox toothpick. And then on the front, you get the tweezers as well, and they are absolutely fantastic. Overall, this is 100% a model I really want to get a sort of original one of, but for now, I mean, it's brass. It just, anything that's brass in a Swiss Army knife, it nearly not doubles the weight, but it adds a lot of weight to it, and it does make it sort of really comfortable in the hand, have that sort of weighty handle with a nice blade. But just look at the tools on this. I love the sort of the tool set on this. I'd love to get some of these sort of serrated blades for 91mm myself and make a couple of customs with it. I think that would be really cool. Maybe have like a serrated compact or something very similar. But yeah, I love the sort of the tool set on this. It's really unique. I don't think there's any other model that has like the serrated blade and the pruner together in the same sort of package. But yeah, love this one. Really appreciate you doing this one for me, Dan. It's absolutely perfect. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Victorinox Picnicker. Model number is 8237AU, and of course this one is unfortunately discontinued, but you would have to pick one up off the secondary market, and I'm going to say they're going to be quite pricey for the rare tools on this and it being an older model. But please be sure to like, subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Matt's got a channel, man sharp as a blade. Slipjoint Sawyer is the name he made. Pocket knives until they flow with flair. Restorations done with craftsman's care. Rusty steel polish bright in his hands. Old souls revived with a steady glance. Views keep climbing like a jagged peak. One shot riddles, hammer sparks they speak. Slipjoint Sawyer grinding through the night. Pocket knives gleam under flickering light. Matt's got the touch, man, turning steel to gold. Every story cut deep, every piece sold.